some isolated thunderstorms out there. The greatest risk with the storms tomorrow will be from wind damage, and the highest risk between about 9 and 5. Again, hopefully you caught our county by county breakdown. Generally think the farther off to the west and northwest you are, the earlier the storms will arrive. Notice temperatures not a problem, at least not as far as being chilly. Many of us won't see temperatures drop below the middle 60s. And notice percentages. This just means isolated showers and thunderstorms overnight, and then activity increasing from the west and northwest as we go through the first half of the day. Now, although it's going to be an unsettled day, remember the cold front does not arrive until tomorrow night and Wednesday. So despite the unsettled weather, it's going to be a warm, humid day. In fact, it's the heat and the moisture levels that will eventually fire up the thunderstorm. So notice this is at 4 o'clock in the morning. So before dawn, basically the second round of storms we had during the latter part of Monday, that'll be well offshore and headed away. And although places like Huntsville and Atlanta being hit hard right now, all of that should stay to the north. In fact, tomorrow morning when you first wake up and you look to the west, you may not see much that we're showing on the radar. Mike Prangley, Steve Fendero, and Lauren, they'll be here in the morning. What's going to happen is ingredients will be coming together before the drier air arrives. Now, yes, it's possible the dry air could blow in before the thunderstorms become severe and they get offshore before any type of damaging weather occurs. But it looks like in a rapid scenario from mid to late morning that we're going to have the moisture, then we'll get the heat. The winds at about 5,000 to 30,000 feet will increase from the west, and before the dry air gets here, the showers and the thunderstorms fire up. Once they form, they will move rapidly, 40 to 50, 60 miles per hour, so they're not going to last long, but it's another reason as you go through the morning and you're concerned if you're going to be out and about, keep a close watch on the updated forecast. I'm sure the schools are doing the same. But I do think this computer model probably has a pretty good handle on things. Notice by 3 in the afternoon, the intense colors would indicate the heavier the rains and the stronger the storms, pretty much beginning to clear the first coast and then headed offshore, and then we clear out. It's going to be windy. It's going to be windy Tuesday night. It's going to be windy on Wednesday, but the threat of damaging weather will end late in the afternoon. Certainly for salt lifers, anybody thinking about boating, be aware of the fact that even if you're not impacted by isolated tornadoes, there will be gusts over 50 as the winds come at us from the southwest and the west. And although there are those days when it's windier over the water than it is over land, tomorrow's not one of those days. In fact, because it will warm up more over land, there's a higher risk of higher winds over the land areas tomorrow than there will be necessarily over the waterways. By the way, you may be hearing about yet another nor'easter developing, well, northeast of us. Yes, this is all the one big giant system. Now, unlike the last 3 big storms that formed, for those of you that might have travel plans, it might take a while for all of these lows organize into one big storm system, and that's just because the overall jet stream now is moving west to east instead of that anomaly we saw during the first half of March. High pressure building in, and we're going to be south of the lows. That means we get in what's called the dry slot, and the dry slot will blow in here on Tuesday and will be dry through the weekend. So after tomorrow's storminess, notice we have chilly mornings, especially Thursday and Friday, but then for the first weekend in spring, we'll warm right back up again.
Thank you, Tim. And if you're out there and you see storm damage and you can safely take a picture or video, we'd love for you to share it with us. You can do so by using the hashtag FCNStorm on social media.
And for the latest updates on the severe weather, you can download the First Coast News app. It's very reassuring to have on your phone. You'll get push alerts with any new information, or you can also head to firstcoastnews.com.